Hi, today we're going to be looking at the XY coordinate plane. We are going to be graphing points as well as locating the names of the quadrants. First thing we're going to do is draw an XY coordinate plane. Now, always label the X and the Y axis where they are positive. Now, this top right corner here, this is quadrant 1. And then going around, we have quadrant 2. And we have quadrant 3. And last, quadrant 4. Now, in quadrant 1, both X and Y are positive. On quadrant 2, X is negative, Y is positive. Quadrant 3, both X and Y are negative. And last, in quadrant 4, X is positive while Y is negative. Okay, now let's get us a few points to graph here. Let's see point A is at -1, 4. And B is at -3, 4. C, let's see, how about -3? We're going to make us +2. And D, let's just say 4, 1. Alright, now if we look at point A, the X is negative, the Y is positive. So that tells us we will be in quadrant number 2. So let's see. Alright, now since we have -1, we go left to -1, up 4 units, put a dot, and we call this A. And we identify that it's in quadrant 1. Now, point B, you notice both X and Y are negative. Quadrant 3 is where both X and Y are negative. So we identify that this is in quadrant 3. And we go to quadrant 3. We move left to -3, down to -4, put a dot, and call that point B. Point C, we have -3, +2. So X is negative and Y is positive. Well, that tells me I am in quadrant 2. Oops, I was in quadrant 2 up here. Alright, so I'm in quadrant 2 once again. So I move left to -3 and I go up 2. I label this point C. Now point D, we have 4, 1. Both X and Y are positive, so we are in quadrant 1. So right 4, up 1, put a dot, and call it D. Now, what if we had another point? Let's just say right here. And we're going to call this E. Now, we know it's in quadrant 4, but we do not know the coordinates of point E. Alright, if we look at our XY coordinate system, we moved right 1, 2, 3 units and down 2. So the coordinates of E would be 3, -2. and it's in quadrant number 4. Now, what would happen if we had a point that was on the line, like right here? We'll call this point F. Now, point F, its coordinates are, well, we moved left or right 0, and then we moved up 1, so 0, 1. It is on the y-axis. We cannot say it is in any quadrant. We have to say it is on the y-axis. Okay. Boy, that looks bad. Looks like y-axis. Alright, let's do one more. Let's do point G. Let's do it right here. Okay. Now, point G is on the x-axis. Alright, we moved left 1, 2, 3, 4 units. So for point G, let's do point G over here. Its coordinates are -4, 0. And it is on the x-axis. And there we have it, XY coordinate system.